Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. If you are learning PHP, understanding the arrays is super important. In this video, we'll learn about the three main types of arrays in PHP, that is indexed array, associative array and multidimensional array. I will explain each one with simple example so you can easily follow along. Let's get started. First, I will explain what is the array. In PHP, an array is a special variable that can hold a multiple values at once. Instead of creating many separate variables, you can store all related values inside a single array. Here you can see PHP array related values inside a single array. Here you can see PHP arrays is an ordered map that contains the value on the basis of keys. It is used to hold multiple values of similar type in single variable. Advantages of array. Less code. We don't need to define a multiple variables. It is an advantage. Easy to traverse. By the help of a single loop, we can traverse all the elements of an array. Sorting. We can sort the element of arrays. Now we will see the types of arrays in PHP. Here you can see first one is indexed array, associative array and multidimensional array. Now we will see one by one. Indexed array. PHP index is represented by a number which starts from 0. We can store a number, string and objects in PHP array. All PHP array elements are assigned to an index number by default. There are two ways to define indexed array. Here you can see first way is the defining the array name and using the array function we can give the element inside the array. And second way we can give the array name with their index. Now first we execute this code and let's see the output. First, I will start the XAMPP Apache. Next, I will go to the Sublime text in my example.php that is stored in my XAMPP htdocs. Here's an example on arrays. In body, I will declare array. Here I will give the array name. As 1 and using the array function, first I will give the element inside the array. I will give the name. Next. Next, I will end it by semicolon. Next, to print this array, we can use the index specified with the array name. Means if we want to display only first element, then we have to use array name with their index. Index starts from 0. Here you can see, and I will give here the element at its 0th index is, and here I will end it by semicolon. Now save it, go to the browser and give the path. As I have stored in my Janvi folder and our file name is example.php. Here you can see the element at its 0th index is Gayatri. Here you can see we have defined the zeroth index, so it is only displaying first element. Now we try to print entire array. In this we have to use the for each loop to traverse. Here we have to give the array name as $key, and inside for each loop we have to print each element. Here you can see I will give here break. To print the arrays we has to use for each loop. Now I will save it. And go to the browser and refresh it. Here you can see it is printing Gayatri, Sakshi and Sonali. It is printing all the elements one by one. It is our indexed array. Now we will see our next type, that is associative array. Here we associate the name, means we can define with that element with one key with each array element in PHP using the equals to and greater than symbol. The keys of the array must be unique. Each key references a single value. Here you can see the A is a key and it holds the value apple, and here you can see the B is a key and it has contained the element banana. Now we will try to access it. In associative array, the each array element is associated with unique keys. Now I will use previous example. Here I will give the key has to be in double quotes, and to associated each keys with that element we use the equals to and greater than symbol. And here I will change the name as K and I will give the value as Kiran. Now I will try to access it by its keys. Here you can see I will first give the statement as the G key holds a value here you can see the array name, and I will give here keys. Now save it, and here I will refresh it. Okay, here I will give the single quotes. Now let's see. Here you can see the G key holds a value Gayatri. Here we have to access that element by keys. We have to specify that key in double quotes or single quotes. Now we will move to our next type of array, that is multidimensional array. PHP multidimensional array is also known as arrays of array. It allows you to store a tabular data in an array. PHP multidimensional array can be represented in the form of matrix or tabular form which is represented by rows into columns. Now we will see examples so that you can understand it better. Here I will declare one array name as a student, and I will, using the array function, I will give the values. In multidimensional, it holds the array of arrays. Here you can see inside the array function only I am giving another array, and here I will give the name of the student as Gayatri, and I will give the roll number as 21, and I will define the class as well. Next, another student name as Priyanka, and I will give the roll number as 22 and give the class as B. Sorry, it has to end it by a comma because it is our first array that contains the element, means this is our first element and this is our second element. We have to separate it by comma, and I will give another element inside that main array, that is Shubhangi, and I will give the name roll number as 34, and I will give the class as B. Okay, now try to print it. Here I will print echo $student of 1 to 0, means it will display the output as Priyanka, because in multidimensional the first this index is from this array, means this is the 0th index and this is our first index, and in that first index we want a 0th indexed element, that means Priyanka. Now we will go to the browser and refresh it. Here you can see our answer is Priyanka. Our next topic is processing arrays with loops and iterators. Here you can see, when we traverse or navigate through an array, we can perform a calculation or process each element of an array that we find. This can be done using a loops like a for each, and iterators. Here is a syntax for loop. Here you can see we can initialize, give the condition and the updation, and inside we can print the arrays. And in for each, here you can see the for each, the array name, their keys and the values that the array contains element, and here we printing the values, means the array elements in that array. In our previous example we see this for each. Here you can see the for each loop, it used to traverse an array. So that's it. That's all for today's lesson on arrays in PHP. I hope you can understand the different types of arrays in clearly. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more easy PHP tutorials. See you in the next video. Bye bye.